Hello, this is Christy, and in today's tutorial we will go one step further in our learning of Camtasia, and we will look at the timeline. The timeline is the section on the bottom of your window in your project where you arrange all of your clips, all of your graphics, all of your overlays, and the audio and everything that goes into your final project. And then this timeline will list it, will show it, will play it back in the order you arranged them here. And you can see the effects of that on your canvas at the top. So I've intentionally made the canvas smaller because we will not focus on this today. So I want to show you a bit about how you can work with the timeline. And the first thing you need to do, of course, here I already have a project open that I have recently edited. So you can see all of these little clips and audio files and little overlays and all the other logos and things I have here. All of these various timeline tracks, they're called. So all of these lines here that you can put content on are called tracks, and you can see them on the left here. They're called track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you keep let me just drag one more here. As you keep adding them, they keep creating these tracks, so you can basically create as many as you like. Of course, you want to be organized, so you want to probably try and keep similar things on the same track, because then it's easier to organize them. And this version of Camtasia that I have, I'm using 2019 Camtasia, the latest version. This one allows you to rename your tracks so that you can tell easier what's on each track. So for example, on my track 4 here, I have all the intro overlays and some annotation, and I can just double click on this and just rename it. Sadly, you cannot pull the size of this label to make it longer like you can in Premiere, but that's okay. I mean, you just have one word there that appears when you hover it, and you kind of have a clue about what's on that track if you have a bigger project that maybe spans several tracks. And let's start by pulling something on the track. So normally you cannot import anything on the tracks unless you have previously added them to the media bin. If you drag a file from outside of the window, it will put it in the media bin and then place it on the track. So if you go to media, you have your clips here that you have recorded or imported from your hard drive, and to add them to your track, simply click and drag them and position them where you want them to begin. So I'm just going to drop them here. I'm not going to actually play this because I have already edited this project. So if your clip has two types of recording, so it has audio and the screen, so these normally go on separate tracks. Or in Camtasia, if you record your screen and your camera, it will then have a clip track for camera as well, and your screen and the audio could be separate, or it could be part of the clip. That's not necessarily always the same. So I have the sample recording here that is also a recording of the screen. So if I drag this down here, you can see that it is it takes a single track. But if I zoom in, and let me just give you a keyboard tip here, Control and mouse wheel will zoom in to your track. So that's the first, very useful. You will use this a lot. So one of the first things you can learn is that if your recording has both a video and audio, it could sometimes be shown like this, but that's not a problem because you can separate these. And if you want to remove the audio from the video, you can right click on it and say separate audio and video, which will actually put the audio onto a separate track like this. So then if you deselect it and then select maybe just you want to keep just the audio, for example, you can click on the video clip and just delete it with the delete key, and there you have it. You just have the audio remaining there. You can use it and put other graphics on it or something like that. Or you can of course remove the audio and keep the screen recording. That's one way to do it. And let's zoom out again with the control and mouse wheel back. I'm going to remove this. And another shortcut key that you can use, if you are zoomed in, for example, and you would like to move left or right, you can move the playhead to left and right. But if it's outside of the window, you can obviously keep it on the left edge and it'll just start scrolling the timeline. But if you want to scroll without moving your playhead, you can press down the Shift key, and again you can use the mouse wheel to scroll through your timeline like this. Up and down, it will just go through your timeline and you can inspect your project. Another thing you need to do, for example, if your project becomes a bit complex and then you have so many tracks and it's becoming hard to see, one feature that exists in Camtasia 2019 is you can group several of these clips or several of these annotations and overlays into a group so that they all appear as a single track, and, which is very nice, you can group them across tracks. So if I want all of these overlays plus these sample audio files that I have here, they're occupying two tracks, sorry. They occupy two tracks, and I want to collapse these because I know I'm not going to work on them anymore. I don't want to change them anymore, and I want them sort of out of the way but still there. So I have track 5 and overlay track. These are two tracks here. So all I can do is I just drag from outside of the object, drag and select all of them, and I can right click either of them. It doesn't matter now because what I do is going to apply to them and select group, or you can press Ctrl G. That will actually collapse those things from the top, the objects from the top, into a single group like this. It says group 2, and it says there are 6 media in this group. And if I want to move it now, I'm actually able to move all of them together, all of them in sync. And they will keep the distance between them that I had, and they will stay on their own. But of course, not everything is lost. And if I want to make a change to an individual one, then I can just right click again and either ungroup them, which will collapse my group and just make all of them come back to where they were, or I can open the group. So this will temporarily open my group and it will show it as 2 tracks. And I can individually address or change these clips that I have here. And when I'm done, I can collapse the group. And another way to do it is you can see the sign here, close group, to close the group back down and then get it out of the way, or press the plus sign to open it again. So this is very convenient because if you have a larger project that requires many tracks, many clips, and all of these can be a bit disorganized and it can become very hard to work on or very hard to scroll and figure out where you are, then it's really nice because this way you can just put the stuff out of the way and keep working on the other stuff until you are done. So this is the timeline. This is how you edit. This is how you drag clips from your media library into the project. And of course, deletion will remove them. And you can also work with individual clips. So for example, if I want to change the ending of this clip, you just click the right edge and just pull it in. So the clip will actually stop playing where the clip on the timeline stops. Okay. If you want to split a clip, so let's say I would like to split this into 2 and move a portion of the audio somewhere else, all I have to do is just select the clip, move the playhead to where I want the clip to be split, and press this button here, which is called split, or press the key S. So that will cut the clips, and then I can move this portion somewhere else. So if you're doing like a tutorial or something that requires you to take a slice of the video and move it somewhere else, this is how you do it. And this splitting actually works also across tracks. So all you have to do is just select the clips you want to slice. So let me undo this real quick here. So I would like to cut this audio and this video together so that I don't lose my place and I don't put them out of sync. So in this situation, I select both of them, and when I click this split button, it will slice both of them in the same place. So then I can select both of the pieces that I've just sliced and move them together like this. Okay, so or I can group them and do other stuff with them. And one final tip to working with the timeline. So let's say that I have 3 clips here. I'm just going to go in here a bit and slice these 2 again. So now I have one clip that is split into 3 portions. So this way, if I want to maybe eliminate the portion in the middle, but I would like the rest of this clip to come back and fit at the end of the first slice. So I don't want to select all of them with the shift key like this, delete, and then select these and then pull them back in here and attach them to the end. If I want to do that, this is too many operations. So if I want to do that really quickly, to extract a portion of a clip from the in the middle of the clip, all you do is just slice it where you need it and then select both of them and say right click, ripple delete. Ripple delete will delete the portion that you have selected and bring everything that is after that portion back to at the end of where your current selection is starting. So if I click ripple delete, you will see my clip in the middle has disappeared and the rest of the clips have been pulled forward from where they were. So this, you need to be careful because this actually works also across, so depends on the selection you do. So if I cut everything, so like that, you want to select everything and slice it all in the same place. So I'm just gonna select all of them again and go here and slice everything. Notice that the slicing happens on the selected clips. So now if I select only these 2 and I say ripple delete, it will just pull these ones on the tracks that I selected. So if you want to pull everything, you just make sure that you select everything from top to bottom, and then, sorry, I missed my selection there. Select everything top to bottom and then ripple delete everything, and the entire project is gonna pull forward. And you notice that this also works across groups. So I have this group here. When I sliced my clip, it also sliced this group in 2. So now if I open them up, they are different groups. Although they have the same name, they are different groups now, and I can open them individually because they have become individual tracks. So that's how it works. So this slicing. Okay, so this is kind of the way you work with the timeline. It is very good if when you edit a larger project, you kind of create like a storyline or a storyboard or whatever you want to call it, so that you know where everything goes, because then it's easier to just pull the stuff from your media bin into your timeline and arrange it, and then just do minor cuts, minor changes, and of course, I don't know, add transitions to them wherever you feel like you need those, and be done with it. So this is a very nice addition with the groups also, which I really enjoy that they added, so that you can group together clips. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial about using the Camtasia timeline to edit projects, and a few tips on how to move stuff around and how to cut it, slice it, delete it, and group it. So please subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my tutorials, and see you next time.